reveal the name I gave last session when I get to that point in the recap.
Awesome.
So we resumed post-fight in Zargon's lair. Lunara has a cursory glance around, rolls a nat 20 for her investigation, and spectacularly finds nothing but bones. We head back up to the top of the island and decide to get back involved in the fighting. So we get on the boat. From a distance, it looks like the fighting's going well, but it seems like the Uzmagarans are turning on their erstwhile allies. Yay. As we're traveling, we see that in the stock pens, there's a lone tiefling being attacked by Zargon cultists. He's holding up for now, but it's clearly outnumbered. We decide, in our probably not great wisdom, to go over and help him. We fight a large group of Zargon cultists. It is a rough as hell fight. And thankfully, we're reinforced eventually by a group of Gorm cultists who turn the tide in our favour. Lunara and Wei get dropped by the cultists, but we manage to get them back up on their feet with a good application of Healing Word and then a Healing Potion. The cultists of Gorm crowd around Adriel as we get the benefits of a rest. We have our introductions, and Wei and Magnus begin their bromance. Episode title drop: a whole new bromance. We decide to head around to catch up with the leaders of the coalition and try and hold things together. We catch up with a Maiden's patrol as we pass through the city, learning that Pandora is possibly currently fighting in the Mushroom Field, and end up in an ambush with some Zargon cultists, one of whom turns into a big beholder-like thing. That was a fun thing we didn't know they could do. Thanks to Wei's stunning strike, we lock the beholder down and finish the fight quickly. We end the session there.
Awesome.
I'm at a loss. I'm not entirely sure what day we're on because it's been day 20 for a while now. Like since session 13, it's been day 20.
Well,
So
I
I'm
think
getting
you
the
guys
feeling
haven't
it's probably day
slept.
21.
It's
Yeah.
probably day 21, but you guys just haven't slept.
Mm.
You're probably exhausted.
Yeah. I'm going to title this one probably day 21.
Probably day 21.
Well, I'm going to, yeah.
Oof, roll 20. What is going on with you this morning? There we go.
There we go.
It's like a simple black and white map, and it just took like 5 minutes to load.
Mm. I would like it if Roll20 could remember what zoom level you were on a map before when it loads you in.
I really miss the slider. They've got like the number now instead of the actual slider, and I miss just sliding because I could always just move it really quickly to where I was.
Yeah, I like being able to click up and down, but yeah, it would be nice if it could remember.
Yeah. Well, put it in suggestions. Maybe they'll do it. They're actually starting to do things these days, so. Okay, so yes, you guys have just defeated the Zargon cultists. You do have a maiden with you at the moment, and it is my understanding that you are going to head over and go to the stronghold of Gorm. Nothing has changed, that's correct?
Yeah, I assume so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was right. I think we were going to try and take the rooftops because evidently the alleyways are not safe.
Yeah.
No, nothing is safe. Yeah, so after your fight, you climb up onto the roofs, and the maiden is able to take you to the next area. She's able to take you to the stronghold of Gorm. You have to drop down onto Alexander Way before heading inside. Upon seeing you, the followers of Gorm just open the doors and let you in. But it's very quick. It's the kind of thing. The doors, they see you, they call for the doors to be opened. You can hear like the clanking and the shifting of whatever they've got barring the doors as moves. The doors open. You're ushered inside quickly, and then everything is locked down. To your, I don't know, maybe surprise, maybe a pleasure to see, the maiden is allowed inside with you, and they kind of give her a nod, and you get the idea that the maidens of Maduara and the followers of Gorm are starting to form a little bit of a mutual respect for one another through the fighting that has been happening, and you kind of see that in the way that she's treated when she enters. So Uh, Magnus, you haven't been here before, so you are looked at with a little bit of skepticism. You also look very different. So everyone here is human and has very pale skin and like white hair. Think basically, like those lizards that live underground and just like turn white. That's
Yep.
basically what's happened to the people here. They're not albino per se. They just don't have any pigmentation in their skin because
They've
they
just
don't
turned white and mad.
require it. White and mad,
And
yeah.
are all of them wearing masks or no?
The vast majority, yes. It's very unusual to see someone without a mask. You are seeing there are people in here who are wearing different masks. So there's the followers of Gorm masks, and then the Magi and the Maidens. But then there is also just the general population here. Not everyone is within a faction, and the general population here tends to wear animal masks or animal-like masks. A lot of the ones that you see that are accurate are ones that you would see in an underground area, and then there's some kind of fantastical ideas of like cats and dogs and foxes and things that you would maybe see on the surface that people don't really know what they look like anymore.
I'd like to
This is
think that, like,
probably-
as we're... Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say this is probably like the biggest congregation of people he's seen in one spot down here, and he just looks around and goes, "Blimey, the whole fucking place is crazy."
Yeah. I'd like to think that as we're traveling, Lunara would have, like, told him the story about the deer. And how we...
Chris,
how
are you
we-
familiar
we-
with the
we've-
story of the deer?
I did skim over it in the notes that there was something about 8 legs or something.
5, wasn't it? Was it
Five.
legs.
Five
Okay.
legs.
5, yes. Yeah, they had some old weird art of a deer that clearly they'd mixed together, and it had 5 legs, and they were adamant that no, those have got 5 legs.
You know
Until
how in,
I-
like
Good to know.
you know how in old
Mm.
medieval art everything looks flat, and so you
Yep.
can't really tell what belongs to what. So my working theory is that they were looking in a book of some pictures of deer, and there were 2 deer, and one was stood behind the other, and so one deer looked like it had 5 legs.
Gotta find out
Um,
if any of these people can draw a horse from the front, though.
Nope.
So when
They don't know that horses have fronts.
So when I see everybody looking uncomfortable looking at the new guy, I just kind of point out he is a friend. So try to ease their caution.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, so when Blublam says that he is a friend, people seem to take that to heart. There's still a little bit of staring because you're so unusual. I don't think anyone down here would have seen anything like you before, Magnus. You're unmasked, you're blue, you're a tiefling, you've got one horn, and I forget if you have a tail or not.
No tail, but
No
I am
tail.
6'8", so
Yeah, you stand out. And so there's a little bit of staring, but it's the kind of staring where no one's seen anything like you before, and they just don't know how to not look at you. But the others get stared at a little bit too for very similar reasons. So you're not the only weirdo here for once. So inside, a lot of the civilians, as I said, have been taken in to the stronghold and are being sort of kept for safety here. Basically, those who asked for asylum were given it, and so there's a lot of people kind of huddled down, and it's almost a refugee type situation in some areas of this place where people they left their houses, just took what they could carry. I mean, their houses aren't super far away, but they don't have anything with them. They're just, and there's babies and there's children and there's old men and women, and then there's young men and women who are just frustrated, and there's a fight that's broken out and they want to be part of it, but they don't know which side to take. And there's a lot of confusion, some anger. People are sad and scared. And so there's a lot of that vibe, especially in the courtyard. Magnus, this place is like a lot of the other buildings here. looks like it sort of started off as one thing and then just kind of got added to and added to in weird ways. So the building is kind of a funny shape. It's roughly a square with kind of like a courtyard where probably they would be practicing drills and whatnot in peaceful times, but now is full of refugees. There's also two round circular towers that are kind of just stuck on top of the square lower building. Um, it's an odd building, it's an odd shape, but it is clean, it is functional. One of the things that strikes you here is everything is very military like. Everything is very clean. It's fairly Spartan. Um, and yeah, it's like a military camp basically. And so when you're allowed inside, you're basically, I mean, Belblam's with you, so you guys are basically given the run of the area. So it is up to you as to where you think you would go. Would you go immediately to try and speak with the leaders? Do you want to speak with some of the refugees? Do you want to speak with some of just the soldiers and get their vibe? Like, what is your plan?
We were gonna go see the leader, I believe.
Yeah, the leaders was our primary objective to begin with. So
Okay, so
Is there like a visible triage tent or something?
yeah, I would imagine there would be.
If we want to take a spin through there, I'll just cast Spare the Dying on anybody I can through that area, and then we can go meet the leaders.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of magic here. So magical healing is very, very welcome. Most of what you are seeing in terms of the damage to people is civilians that have been caught in the crossfire and then soldiers that have been brought back. And the soldiers that have been brought back, you're seeing a lot of magical damage, acid burns, fire burns, weird tentacle gouges out of their body. I don't know how to describe magical damage, but a lot of it looks magical in nature, which makes sense based on who they have been fighting at this time.
So, okay, I'll wait. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
No,
Go
for
ahead.
Magnus. Magnus was gonna do something.
I was just gonna make my way kind of like from bed to bed. I'd try and start probably with the civilians, and I'm just gonna use Spare the Dying.
Okay.
That way, I'm
awesome.
not using anything valuable, really. But
Still, a gesture of goodwill is appreciated. Yeah, you're thanked for your assistance, and you're able to sort of stabilize some people that they're just struggling to, like they can bandage and that's about it. There is sort of an old, grizzled old ex-warrior surgeon guy who's, when you look at his work, it's good, but it's like it's battlefield doctoring, right? Like it's not kind of like meant for long-term care. He kind of knows how to like keep you stable long enough to get you back somewhere where you can get help.
is his name Bonesaw or something?
Yes.
I was going to say he's a Sawbones. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's kind of the level of aid that they have here.
So I see, like you said, the people that came in and seeked asylum, and some people are fighting. They don't know who to fight with. So I kind of do a little lightning spark into the air, and I say, "People, all strong and able bodies who want to fight, join the followers of Gorm. Rise up and fight the Zargon cultists. Join us, and you'll never want again. Find peace and safety with Gorm." And I do some more lightning sparks.
Are you doing that in the followers of Gorm stronghold or out in the streets?
Well, you said there was a lot of people in the
In
stronghold.
the yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
There
with
absolutely are.
Those people.
Awesome. Okay. Go ahead and make me a persuasion check, and you may have advantage.
Yay. Persuasion. Ooh, 23.
Awesome. So one of the nearby followers of Gorm says, "But Blelblab, they have no training. They don't know how to wield weapons."
And we shall train them.
He just kind of like looks at you like, But we're fighting right now. But he doesn't say anything. He
yeah,
says,
he says, and then he sees the he's like, yeah, worried. And he says, "Do not worry. The strong and abled ones will come. The weak and hurt shall stay behind. They
I
are strong in
shall
numbers."
I shall find them weapons. And he goes running off, and you can hear, we're gonna need more swords, that kind of idea.
Magnus
And
probably just as an aside to Wei goes like, he knows that the strong and able get cut down just as easily as the weak and injured, right?
Way
You
kind
say
of
that.
Way has his arms crossed, so he's stroked his shoulders. Anyways, yeah, kind of watching Adriel do his savior, his Messiah complex
It's
thing.
like when a town has to defend itself against the orcs or something. Like they have to stand up
Yeah.
and fight. So that's kind of
yeah, you got to get some rallying going.
yeah.
So
Right, lad, sticking with the points at the end.
so the, I mean, 20 persuasion. Yeah. You managed to roll me a d20, and let's see how many men you get. Men and women. That was sexist of me.
Oh, 14.
14, nice. So 14 able-bodied people come up to fight. They're maybe not the type that one would normally consider for the followers of Gorm, but they seem quite riled up by your words, and they're like, we'll fight to protect our home. I'm not just gonna sit by here and let everyone else do the work, and I want to make sure that we go back, and they're kind of getting all excited, and they're saying, this is Bloodblam will show us the way. Bloodblam will infuse our arms with strength and our heads with knowledge, and we will go out there and we will fight. And there's some like older people who are like maybe not so strong anymore, but still capable of wielding a sword, and then there's some younger as well, but mostly you've got a pretty decent mix of people who can actually probably really help defend. And so they are gathered up by the Brotherhood of Gorm, and they even take the women.
Yeah.
After kind of giving you a sideways look. And they find them swords, probably spears. For beginners, that's probably the safest bet.
While this is happening, I've had a thought that I think something Lenara would like to do. While this is happening, could I use the bowl of scrying that I got to try and find those rat morphs that we talked to back up in the pyramid?
Yes, you sure can.
Because they owe us a
fox
favor.
people?
No, there were the fox guys, but there was also the rat guys that we got the the necklace for.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Can you pop your scrying spell and thank you?
Yep, right there for you.
Okay, so you. So there's a +5 to the DC.
Yeah, +5 because I've met them.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a. Sorry, I just need to see what their wisdom is. I think it is. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Oh no, hang on, it's wow.
Yeah. You are able to see where the you sort of spy down on the rat folk, and they have come back to the city, and they're actually currently they're in what looks like a cave system, kind of.
Okay.
It is It's dark. They're using their night vision to see. There's not
Sure.
really anything lit. And they're in like these little caves, and they've got like little piles of like dried grass and fabrics and things, and they seem to have made like little nests for sleeping in and everything. So you feel like this is their living area.
Okay.
You get the sense that it's fairly close. But from the image, you can't tell exactly where it is, other than a cave somewhere.
Fuck. That's annoying. Okay. I will probably go and try and find
Oh,
someone.
And you can hear and see. You can hear it through it
Yes.
as well, right?
Yes. See and hear.
And it moves with
Yep.
them, and it lasts for 10 minutes.
Yep.
Okay. So you can hear. So they are talking. They are speaking. They're actually speaking common, and they're basically sort of huddled around talking. There's a group of them that are kind of off to the side, and one of the were-rats was part of the group that you saw upstairs. Is with that group, so you're able to kind of hear what's going on.
Sure.
And they seem to be discussing the battle, and they're saying like, "Man, I don't know how long this battle's been going on for like almost 24 hours now. It's not safe to go up there yet. I don't know if we should just hide down here, or if we should try and make a run for the pyramid, but that would mean going up through the streets. Our nearest entrance is outside of the Gorm stronghold, and we'd have to make a run from it from there. What do you think?" And they're kind of going like, "No one knows we're down here. Just stay down here. Keep quiet. Stay out of it. We've got no reason to get involved. Let the crazy people up top do their crazy. They'll kill each other all at one point. We got enough food to last, and we've got access to fresh water through the lake." And that's basically the gist of the conversation that you hear.
Okay. Hearing that conversation, once the scry is over, I'm going to send Quoth up over the street to see if there's like a manhole cover or anything like that, like an obvious aperture in the road that they could be using as their entrance.
Sure, go ahead and give me a perception check from Quoth, please.
Okay. Okay. Burb, not good. Burb, not spot.
I think the problem that Burb is having is that there are arrows and things in the air, and it's a little bit
having to avoid, and
yeah, and it's dark down there. And
Yeah.
while Quoth does have dark vision, it's just there's a lot.
I mean,
going
he
on.
actually, weirdly he doesn't have dark vision.
Oh,
but
okay.
he
Yeah,
impro-
so that
he-
might.
yeah.
So it's dim
Yeah.
light. So
Yeah, he's not going to see that. Yeah.
he's not gonna.
Okay.
He's having trouble making things out on the road.
Okay. That said, I don't think I'd bother them anyway. That they sound like they're not going to be capable of actually getting involved on our side. Well, so no, never mind. It was
Okay.
worth the thought, though.
Yeah. Alrighty. So you've got some people rustled up. You know that the rat folk are around. Magnus has been doing some healing. Way, is there anything that you're doing while all this is going on?
No, unfortunately, I don't really have many thoughts on the matter.
Okay, no problem.
I'm kind of the point me in the direction that needs killing.
Yeah. So Way, you as a, have you been in an actual like war type situation before?
No.
Okay. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot, you with your military training, you can see that things are fairly well organized, but how long that's going to last, you're not sure. A lot of the people here, for all that there's a war going on and people seem to be coming together, you're still seeing signs of that just craziness in the people down here. Like every once in a while, there's a fighter of Gorm who just like climbs up the tower, stands on the roof, and starts screaming. It's a weird scenario to be in when your allies are all absolutely mad. So once you guys are all finished, you head up to the top of the tower or top of one of the towers, to speak with Var Sharpshield, and Var is in his office, I guess, where you met him last time. So Magnus, I'll just describe it to you briefly. It is a sort of a very, very Spartan room. There's kind of like a desk and a wooden chair, and that is pretty much it. You can see that there's a lot of stuff on the desk. He's obviously, in the middle of a war, and he looks a little bit. He looks very tired, for starters, and he's looking a little bit angry, frustrated maybe. You can see his brows furrowed, and he's just quick sharp gestures. He doesn't seem like angry at anything in particular that you can see when you walk in. He just seems annoyed. And when you guys arrive, he says, well, did you do it?
I just look at him and I say, is that how you address me?
Right now, yes. Did you defeat the creature or not?
Ooh.
Just a quick question. Is there a map anywhere on the desk or on a wall or something?
Yes, absolutely. I imagine there's probably a very big map on the desk with a bunch of like dice and shit on it to mark places. When you're playing D&D and you like don't have the markers and you just grab whatever's on the table. And
I was going to say,
Yeah,
I would have thought the
Magnus
Followers of
is-
Gorm would have those items ready.
Well,
I would say
you know,
Magnus probably spends most of his time just kind of like observing the map, trying to absorb as much info as he can from it.
okay. It's a little hard to understand because, and you know what, Nick, there probably are some of those items on shelves on the wall,
Mm-hmm.
but for whatever reason, things that are getting used are like mugs and erasers and pencils and
yeah.
pencil sharpeners, just all the little things that he happens to have on his desk. And there is a wall behind him with like items that you could use, flags and all that kind of thing. And you're not sure if he just doesn't know that that's what they're for, or if he doesn't care, or what, or if he's forgotten they exist.
Sure.
Magnus, when you look at this, can you make me an intelligence check as you look at this map?
Not the brightest bulb in the shed. There you go.
Okay. So it looks fairly accurate to what you're seeing kind of on the city map right now. So you're kind of aware that like the mushroom fields are like now Zargon and the Usmagaris. But everything else looks correct to you.
Okay.
I'll just put that on there just to indicate, oh, I'm on the GM layer. Likewise.
I think he more was just looking for like a visual aid to what he's seen of the town so far.
Yeah. Okay. And fair enough. Yeah. So you can look at it. You can get an idea of the streets. It's not a super elaborate, detailed map. But okay. Thank you, Nick. It's not a very elaborate, detailed map, but it's enough that you can kind of get a feel for it. Can you actually join me in secrets for a second?
Sure.
Alrighty. So he has, he, being Var Sharpshield, has asked if you have killed Zargon and was a little bit brusque with you about it, Adriel.
Yeah, I kind of use prestidigitation to cause sparks to fly all over me, and I just say in my most angriest voice, like, "Do not overstep with me."
He sort of like looks back, like, looks startled for a moment and then says, "I'm sorry, forgive me. It's very hard watching my people fight, and I have to sit here in an office and be an administrator."
I say, "No one stops you from fighting."
No, they have not, but who arranges food for the refugees and blankets for them, and who makes sure that we have people in the right spots, if not me?
Well, fear no longer, for we have captured him. And I pull out the crystal that houses him.
Oh, you pull out the star gem.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I say, "Spread the word that he is destroyed, and his followers will fall."
He just looks absolutely thrilled. And he says, "That's it. He's in there."
He is.
And he stands and he walks over to you and he holds out his hands and he says, "May I?"
Can I do an insight check on him?
Yeah.
I want to see, like, is he hiding something? Is it like, do I get a bad feeling if I hand this to him?
He seems to really want it.
I will. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just trying with a 21. I'm trying to like. He seems to really want it. To the point that like his hands are trembling a little bit.
So I don't give it to him. I say no, and I put it back in my bag and say, "It is safe with me and me only."
It must be destroyed.
And how do you suppose you'll do that?
Smash it.
And release him?
That would release him?
Of course it would.
We must find a way to destroy Zorgon once and for all, but at least for now he is trapped in a prison.
And spread the word. When his Zargon followers start to find out that their leader is destroyed, it will cause chaos, and maybe some will flee.
He runs. He's at the top of one of these towers. Remember, he runs to the window. He flings it open, and he says, "Oh, pay attention! Look!" And he's sort of yelling, and his voice is sort of like booming out over the courtyard, and people are sort of turning and pointing and looking upwards at him. And he says, "See what Belblam has done! Zargon is captured!" And he like grabs you and like brings you to the window. Obviously you can resist this.
No,
if
I
you
let
wish.
him. I let him. Yeah.
And says, "Hold the gem! Show them the gem!"
And I raise it up into the air.
And there's just a cheer, like just people in the courtyard just start cheering and fist pumping, and everyone's like, "Belblam, you have succeeded! Belblam has succeeded! We shall be saved!" And there's just this new sort of like energy in the place, and those people that are, you can see them, they're being handed out spears, and a lot of them are kind of like looking a little trepidatious, like, what have I got myself into? And when they see that, they're just like pumped up and they're jumping up and down and yelling. And yeah, it seems like you've definitely whipped the followers of Gorm into a frenzy, for better or for worse.
Awesome. No, that's good. I enjoy the attention. I'm soaking it up. That's what I need.
Okay, so once things have sort of settled down a minute and you come away from the window, Var sort of looks at you guys and says, "What? We have dire news. The Magi have turned against us. They have used this opportunity to turn on us. The maidens have remained steadfast allies, but the Magi have turned, and our backs are. We suffered some great losses, as did the maidens." And he sort of turns to Lunara and he says, "The mushroom fields. There were some great betrayals there. I know you have friends among the maidens, and no one has returned from that region."
Lunara, like, you see her eyes go wide. Like, oh.
So all those people, but I thought we helped Mushroom Fields. I'm a little confused.
You have. None
Oh.
of them have returned back to the city yet.
Oh.
It doesn't mean they're all lost. It just means the fighting there is bad.
Did we help the mushroom fields?
Yeah, that's when I kind of rose up and all my followers came running through and fought.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So there has been some. They don't have that knowledge yet. All that the people in the city know is that the fighting got bad and they haven't had word since.
But that was before we helped, right?
That was before
Yeah,
you guys
so
helped.
I-
So things are looking better there,
Yeah, I would tell
but you've
them
had
what
no word
happened.
since you left. Okay.
Yeah, because it was the
Um,
stock fields that we just had our stock pens that we just had our fight before we came here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had sent the Followers of Gorm into the mushroom fields. That was where
Right,
they were
okay.
going to go bolster.
Right. Okay. Okay. I would like to go and see if we can provide any further aid there at some point.
Yeah. So you kind of fill him in, and he sort of adjusts his map a little bit. You see, he moves like the juice cup over a couple of squares, and then sort of shifts things around.
Yeah. In fact, while he's doing that, I'm actually going to send Quoth just off towards the mushroom fields just to get an update. See what you can see. He's got a
Okay.
range of 5 miles from me, so I'm pretty sure like this cavern is more than 5 miles.
Yeah. It's not a massive city by any means. Okay, so as Quoth is flying over there, because it'll take him a little minute to get over there, and I'll fill you in a second. I'd like to kind of
Yeah, sure.
finish up with what's going on in the tower. So do you guys have any questions or anything else you want to talk with Var Sharpshield about?
Well, I asked Var Sharpshield, what do you suggest with the Magi?
Burn it all down.
We are fighting two fronts right now. Should we? I think the Zargons, once they figure out their leader is gone, they will start to fall quickly.
I hope so. I believe so. But I for now the with the Magi fighting also, it has sort of turned to this war. It is difficult to say. We are being harried by the Magi. They are to the south of us. So this building is being harried by them, and then as I said, the mushroom fields we know are under contention. Although it sounds like that might be in a better place than we had hoped.
I look at all of us, the team, Lunara and Chang or Wei, sorry.
Wei.
And I say, if we should, well, I look at them and then look back at Var Sharpshield and say, if we capture the Magi's leadership, perhaps we can persuade them to stand down. And I kind of look at you guys to see what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah. I could see that working.
Go over there, knock off a couple of eggheads. Sign me up. Bunch of nubs.
And I look at Sharpshield to see what he thinks.
He kind of looks at you and he says, if you think you can get in there, that would be a most excellent way of dealing with the matter. It would just, how would you get inside? Their building is extremely well fortified.
We could just ask them to come out. We can lure them by telling them about Zargon. I'm sure they would want to hear the news. Or tell them we have a message, yeah. I'm looking at the group for any additional ideas.
Yeah, trying to get a message to them.
Just trying to like either lure them out or find a way to let them allow us to come inside and like have a private
Yeah.
meeting with the leaders.
There may be another alternative. You've got them all to the table once before. Why not attempt to do that again and just explain the situation? Like, you guys have knocked off this Zargon guy, it sounds like, and they have to understand that now with Zargon gone and the other two becoming more powerful, it's in their best interest to fall back in line as opposed to attempt to fight two full armies.
The diplomatic approach.
Mm.
See? I knew I liked this lad as soon as I saw him.
To tell you honestly, this Warhammer's heavy as shit, and I don't want to have to swing it around any more than I have to.
Even though his idea makes sense, I don't know how do we play this, but I want to do an insight check to see if he has any hidden agendas. Like, I don't know. We don't know this guy yet, so I'm just gonna like kind of give him that look. I'll just roleplay it as that. Like, I give him a look like, like that's a sound advice, but I still am curious.
I mean, there may be a little more going on behind his idea, but it's definitely a hard read, I would say.
Okay.
I mean, Lunara's gone from quite liking the Usmagarans to being used as a pawn by them for their political ends. So she does not give a fuck what happens to them at this point.
Okay.
If the end result is the leadership dies, oh well, they've made their bed.
And I kind of see that with and I kind of agree with Linara on this. So So let's try it. Let's see what happens. But I'm gonna keep an eye on the new guy.
Okay, so the strategy right now that I'm understanding is you were going to try and have some peace talks with the Usmagarans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Try and
mean,
bring them back into
I
the
kind of
fold.
just want to get rid of them for betraying us as a show, but I don't know.
Had Magnus been here longer, he'd probably be on the same page. But like, as far as he's concerned, everybody's net zero to him right now. So he's like, I don't really care one way or the other. But
I guess what how I'm thinking right now is I'm just gonna play it. I'm just gonna go along with that. Like, yeah, but my true mission, like along with Glenara, I really want to get rid of them.
Okay.
He's really, he's really making his executive decisions already as king.
King isn't a grand enough title. I think you mean as god.
Yeah, that's too small for me. I don't think that tiny.
He's already moved into the tyrannical despot pipeline.
And I kind of portray that too after he makes that suggestion. I say, and if they don't listen, then we will dispatch them. I kind of throw that in there that we will.
Magnus just kind of shrugs.
Yeah. Lunara supports this idea.
Okay.
Has Quoth reached the field yet? It won't actually be until he comes back, because I can only see through his eyes at 100 feet. So I won't get the information until he comes back.
Until he comes back, yeah. So you get the feeling that he's probably out there at this point, but he won't have had a chance to.
He's doing 50 feet, 100 feet around if he dashes.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have just had like a brief conversation, right? So
Yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, he's still out there. He's on his way. He's probably out there at this point. So you guys have so your decision right now, it sounds like, is to try and make talks with the Magi. Is the plan to send a messenger? Are you guys going to go talk to them yourselves? Are you going to what is your plan for doing that?
I feel like going
how are we gonna
ourselves is in the best.
Yeah, go ourselves. Well, we'll say to the Gorm followers, like, we'll try to meet at the same place at a certain time, and if they don't come with us at that moment, then they'll know, like, to keep fighting. I guess. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I guess should we
So
tell
the-
them we'll just meet at the same place, like within a couple hours?
I mean, if needs be, I can send Quoth back to them with a verbal message.
Okay, yeah. And we also have to get Madara's too.
Okay.
Is there a
Pretty-
representative of Madara here with him, or
Well, I mean, there's not a leadership, but you get the idea that they've been
Mhm.
sending messages back and forth, certainly. Well, he'll tell you
Okay.
they've been sending messages back and forth.
Hmm.
And you do have the one maiden who is currently with you as well, right? She's not with you
Okay,
up
yeah.
here, but
Mhm.
Halnil is here within the building, so she can potentially run with a message to the maidens.
that's a hell of a dangerous journey?
I mean,
Looking at the
she
control of the route on the way there,
sure is,
I
but
feel
she
like
made it
I feel like that's a Quoth. That's a Quoth journey.
Quoth journey.
Mm.
Can you speak as Quoth when you get to the maidens? How
Yeah,
does
he
that
can.
work?
He can basically relay my voice. Like he can. I can tell him a thing to say, and then he can repeat it. He's got the Raven mimicry, so I could basically send a recorded message via Quoth.
Perfect. Okay.
If he's closer to me, I can speak through him, but otherwise, I can just get him to remember a message and send him.
Sounds good. Is there anything else that you guys want to discuss with Var?
Is there anything
Take that as an.
Var wants
So-
to discuss with us? Okay.
I don't think so. I think at this
Okay.
point he said everything he needs to say. He's kind of let you guys know what's going on. He's happy to.
Sure.
He doesn't love the idea of allying or sort of speaking with the Magi, but he also he doesn't want to fight a war on two fronts. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's kind of
Yeah.
torn. He says, if you can make peace, you can try, but I don't know if I'll trust him ever again, kind of deal.
Yeah, understandable. I'd like to wait for Quoth to come back, so I can update him on the mushroom fields before we go anywhere. 'Cause I feel
Sure.
like that would be useful information for him to have.
So Quoth is going to come back now, and what Quoth is able to tell you is that there was a group of maidens that were fighting some followers of Zargon, that your Gorm followers were able to free, I guess. They were fighting, they were in a bad position. The Zargon cultists are not entirely taken out, but the maidens are no longer overrun, and the battle seems to be going in your favor on that front.
Okay, that's good.
A little bit closer to the other side of the mushroom fields, there is a small group of maidens that is pinned down by a group of magi. And it's not looking good, but they seem to be in a kind of a stalemate. The maidens have taken one side of a small river, and the magi are on the other. And the maidens are sort of like they're pinned down behind some mushrooms, but they are holding steady.
Okay.
And he tells you that Pandora is among that group that is pinned down.
Okay. Well, that has gone up on Lunara's priority list, but happy to go with the group's objectives. I would
Maidens are
like
on
to
our
help her.
side, right? Yeah, so I
Yes.
would agree. Let's help her.
Maybe try and get the go grab the boat again, go round to that end of the mushroom field, and then go and help.
If that's the plan, do we want to send a messenger to the Uzmagaras and just, have them handle negotiating the table
Yeah.
meet?
That would also work. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that would be better. Yeah, they can do that.
And
while we're
obviously, if the
sorting this out.
messenger gets killed there, then we know what the answer is. We just
Yeah.
go set fire to the stronghold, I guess, or something. I don't know. Figure that out when we get there.
Yeah, that's a good plan, I think.
Okay, so who are you going to trust to be the messenger to go to Usmagaras? you've got followers of Zargon. Sorry, followers of Zargon. You got followers of Gorman here. You've got Var himself, or you have the maiden that helped you across the rooftop.
How about we
Um,
send the maiden and then one soldier of the Gorm? So
Yeah, I
they're,
think that's the best
representative
idea. I
of
don't
the
want to send
Gorm.
the
yeah.
leader of Gorm.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Okay, so you're going to
Yeah, that's a
send
valuable captive if they
Helmil,
do that. Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
follower of Gorm. We will go with Anne Hellax.
Hmm.
Well,
Anne
the-
is a male. For all his name is Anne. It's just A-N.
That's just the
his
noun.
And yeah, he's sort of like a maybe mid-30s guy. Hard to tell much with he's got the mask on and things, but you've actually heard his name in passing. He seems to be really well respected by the followers, and so you have good hopes about him.
I put my hand on his shoulder and just give him a nod. You got this.
He says, "Thank you, Balblem. I will do my best to make you proud."
I just nod again.
Can I just tell you how much I love that your god name is Balblem? It's such a silly name, and I get like a little like giggle every time I say it.
It is funny.
Okay, so you were sending 2 people to go and speak with the Stronghold of Magaris in the hopes that they can negotiate and you're asking them to negotiate to come to the table to negotiate a truce.
Basically,
Yes.
the situation's changed, and it's in their best interest to have another table meeting.
Okay. And in the meantime, you guys are going to head on over to the mushroom fields.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
hustle and try and save this maiden crew, I guess.
Alrighty. So you actually, I know you talked about taking the boat, but you might actually be better going through this area here that's held by the maidens.
Okay.
This is back through the streets that you just came. But the far side here is a little bit less dangerous because it's kind of this area is where it's really under contention. And so the fighting has sort of spilled back. But it's a little bit safer if you go this route. So that would be what Var would advise you to do.
Okay.
Do we
Yeah,
want
I think that's
speed or safety?
I think speed is 'cause she's
speed,
pinned
yeah.
down.
So yeah, I guess the fastest route then.
Probably still this way, to be honest, because they are the group. From what Quoth could see, the group was on this side of the mushroom fields.
Okay, sounds good.
This is the side where the followers came and assisted, and then on the other side is where the maidens are pinned down. So I need to fill up my coffee before we start this fight, because if my coffee goes cold before I get to drink it, I'm going to be a very grumpy DM, and nobody wants that.
No, let's not have a grumpy DM for this fight. Yeah, agreed.
So I know it's not quite break time, so let's just take 5 minutes and pour yourselves a coffee, and I'll be right back.
All right.
Sure.
See you in a bit.
Okay, so trusting in your allies to get the job done, you have decided to make a quick dash for the mushroom fields to try and aid Pandora and the maidens that are trapped with her. Quoth tells you that it is a small group of maidens. There are 4 maidens and then Pandora.
Okay.
He also tells you that they look pretty battered. They look fairly wounded. They look like they've seen the wars, as my mom would say. They're looking a little bit rough, but they are holding fast.
Good.
And Pandora herself is also a little bit wounded, but again, sort of holding it together.
Sure.
On the other side, Quoth tells you that he saw 3 magi. And he said they were doing something. It looked like they were casting some kind of spell, but he didn't stay long enough. He'd sort of drawn some attention,
Sure.
didn't want to, so didn't
Yeah.
really stay long enough to see what the spell was, but it seemed like they were casting something. He tells you that the maidens seem to be basically the area is a large mushroom field. There's a river that runs down through the center of it. And the maidens are using the mushrooms and the stalagmites as cover. And they're basically hunkered down.
Sure.
The magi are also kind of doing the same thing. They're using the cavern they're using the area for cover. And they are, but like I said, they're casting the spell, and they seem to be in a lot better shape than the maidens are. So he tells you that the maidens are on the west side of the river.
Sure.
The magi are on the east side of the river. You guys are approaching from the east.
Okay. So we can kind of pincer them potentially.
You can potentially pincer them. So, and this is why I'm kind of letting you guys decide how you want to approach. So you can pincer them from the east. Your other option is to go down and around and come up through the river, where you would sort of be in the middle, and so you could go in either direction if you wanted to go and so to speak with the maidens first, or you could just kind of come in from behind the magi.
I like catching them from behind.
Agreed.
If the group's in agreement with that, I will Lunara, as we're like heading, Lunara will send Quoth to find Pandora, with just a message in Lunara's own voice saying we're on our way.
Awesome. Okay. Can she respond to that? Like, can she send you a message back?
She can say something through Quoth, and then he can come down and tell me. I won't be able to hear through his ears until we're 100 feet away.
Okay, but
I can tell
give him
Quoth
a message
to
like
yes, he can
voice
be a
recording,
messenger.
basically. Okay.
Yeah. Quoth is a voice recorder with wings. Agreed.
The message that comes back is, take your time. At least there's lots to eat here with all the mushrooms around.
As we go, a couple things Magnus is going to do. First, he's going to give Lunara Vigilant Blessing.
Ooh, thank you.
Because it seems like she's spearheading this action. So, and then the other thing
advantage
is
on initiative.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And the other thing is, as soon as we've left the stronghold, Magnus will probably sidle up next to Adriel and just So, Bam Bam, up in the tower, you mentioned that Zargon guy's trapped in that little gem. Didn't you guys tell me that he So which one of us are you lying to, me or him? Because you told me you banished him and he's gone.
He is banished.
But you told him he's in that gem.
Banished.
To me, that sounds more like trapped.
I mean, banished to one place or another. It's no difference.
And so, were you telling the truth with the whole, like, if it gets broken, He's out again?
Oh, I don't like this question. So, can I do an insight check? Can we?
Sure.
Because I feel like, oh, I got a 10. I would say, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I'm gonna let Chris field what he thinks
Yeah.
you would know with a 10.
It looks like an inquisitive question. He's honestly asking, like, are you telling the truth that if that gets broken, we're all in the shit?
It could be the truth. It could not be the truth.
So you don't actually know. So he could have been right, and we should have just broken the thing and destroyed the guy for good.
I don't believe that is what will happen, but as yes, we do not know.
Uh-huh. Well, best not to break it. And I slap you on the back and I start walking up ahead.
Okay.
Awesome. Oh man.
And I kind of like keep an eye on him as he's walking away.
They told you that. They told you that one.
Don't worry, I have my
As
eye
I
on
tell the regular
him.
group,
Oh.
not Magnus as he walks off. They told you.
Yeah, he seems fine.
Until he's not, I think to myself.
Oh, great.
I'm inclined to agree with our lord over here.
I was gonna say, now we have a paranoid god among us too. Great.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
I
everyone down
love
here
I
is a
love
little
the
crazy.
struggle. All right. So
Magnus at some point as well will turn to the group like, we're not trying to sneak up on people, right? Because in case you can't tell, like, this isn't very sneaky, and he kind of just gestures at himself.
No, not intending on. Well, I don't. We don't have the time for sneaking.
I mean, hopefully, if they don't, their focus is on across the river, so they won't see us coming.
Mm.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, let's hope they don't see the big sparking god here and the giant.
Oh,
Let's try to kill as little of them as possible. Yeah. I
this
think we'll
map
hamper.
seems very
It's a cut in
weirdly
half.
connected.
yes, it is. So I apologize because I switched over the sides for where they were, and you guys chose
I
to come
see.
from that side. I had to like very quickly add something while you guys were doing that roleplay. So it's not my best work, but
It's
we're
okay.
just gonna pretend that everything meshes together.
Sure,
I also
yep,
think I put
we'll
it
make it
down
work.
one tile too low,
Yeah,
but
one
you know.
That's
yeah.
But now I can't move it because I put in the dynamic lighting.
Oh.
So
Ah.
we're just gonna
We just
work
live
with
with
it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it cuts off weirdly, but just I don't know, pretend. Use your imaginations.
Just for my knowledge, how hard is it for everybody to see right now? Like, obviously it's not for me, but
Oh, probably
y-
because I don't have dynamic lighting turned on as well. That would help.
No, I see
put
everything.
on.
like,
Yeah.
is it really dark where we're going, or is it?
Oh, there you go. It is dark down here, but I have night vision.
So do I. Way is the only one without night vision.
Okay.
Oh, right, we're not sneaking up. Forgot. Hold on. There we go.
Not sneaking up equals torch.
Yeah. Okay, that works for me. I'll save that for later.
To remind everyone not to try not to kill them all, because that would put a hamper on negotiations.
Yeah, let's go for non-lethal if we can.
And if we can't, we kill them all of them.
Does Magnus have dark vision? I don't know about.
Yes.
Oh, you do. Okay.
As you approach, you hear like as you guys come up, you hear like an arrow just like, and it kind of goes like flying off into the darkness. You hear it clattering against a wall a little ways away from you. And you get the idea that the maidens are just like sending off the odd arrow just to kind of like keep the magi pinned where they are. You also hear a weird noise. It's kind of like this snorting, grunting sound, and then like an eagle's like kind of thing, except eagle-y, not crowy. I don't know why I made that sound for
Mm.
eagle. You know that high, like,
Mhm.
screech that an eagle makes? You
Yeah.
hear that sound? And you can sort of hear something lumbering around in the darkness.
So potentially they've summoned something.
Okay. Are we just moving? Are we in initiative?
We're not in initiative
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
And Quoth can't
Let's,
see in
I
the
guess,
dark,
head round
right? Or she
this
can't.
way. Yeah, no, Quoth can't really see in the dark, no.
Is there other light down here? Because I mean, they are.
Oh, they
field.
can't see either. You know what? Let's go with dim light and around this whole area.
Maybe there's some glowing mushrooms. I don't know.
Yeah. I just realized that I didn't plan this well. I realized that they would have. Oh, I can dim the. That's so cool.
You're nice.
You can dim the global illumination.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, cool.
It probably, for people with dark vision, it looks like bright light, but for like
I was gonna say it just looks like daylight to me, but okay.
for the others, you actually get a kind of
Hmm.
dimming effect. Oh, that's really cool.
As
Sorry,
we're getting
new
into position,
toys.
then I'm gonna get Quoth to go up and try and work out roughly where the where they are to give us a bearing, and then I'm gonna message Pandora.
Oh.
Actually, no, we're not 120 feet, are we? Do I just send Quoth around there? What do you think, guys? Or do I keep him with us?
Keep on with you if you want.
Yeah, let's just go in there and get these guys.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that, and then when we're closer, we can message them to get them to come and help.
Magnus is more and more following Lunara's judgment as opposed to Adriel.
Well, you'll soon.
Every
find,
other word
you'll
out of
s-
Adriel's mouth is like, let's just smite him.
You'll soon find faith.
Stay with reason, friend. Stay with reason.
I've gotten us all the way here on faith.
But yeah, Lara's going to kind of look at you like, you did all of that?
Well, I
You.
did bring us here. I was the guy who was riding, or I was the tour guide. Remember?
Oh, that's true. You did bring.
I mean, literally.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So
are we sending
here's
Quoth up ahead or not?
no, Quoth's going to stay with me.
Okay, and you guys are just gonna.
Here is a thought, Magnus. How would you like to be invisible?
Be a new experience. I am
'Cause
still noisy
you-
as shit, though.
Yeah, but harder to see at least. Or we could send Way in invisible to go and fuck some shit up. At least get the drop on them.
I mean, if we move a little closer, I can get one.
It's up to you.
Like I'm almost there.
I mean, I'm within blasting range, so I don't mind too much. But I propose we like focus fire. We take down one, then move to the next.
Okay, I mean, I'm
And go that way.
I can reach one with only a lightning spark, but
Sure.
So
how
we've decided
about
we're just
we-
wiping out this group of magi, and nobody has to know it was us, right?
if you want to focus on that one, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, take them down non-lethally if we can. We might have to weaken them with some lethal strikes first. But like the objective is to capture them, not kill them.
I'm muted. I think it sounds like we are ready to roll initiative then at this point. They
Okay.
are, you guys
Before
have
we-
said
yeah.
that you're not sneaking, so they are aware of your presence.
Okay, before we actually go to fight, can I cast invisibility on Way as like my last action before initiative?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Ta-da!
Okay.
So yeah, go sneaky Way. Let's roll some initiative.
Start.
Really? Was that it with advantage? Wow.
I don't.
10 and a 9.
Hauser follows Zargon. What the hell?
Hmm.
Hang on, it didn't clear from last. Sorry, I'm gonna have to.
I don't
remove this.
see last session's fighters. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Can you please roll again? Change your initiative to what it was the first time you rolled.
Sure. It's not there.
Yeah, did it. Oh, there it
There we go.
goes.
Now it is. Ah. Okay.
What's happening?
Everyone good?
No. 9.14. Okay, there we go.
Okay, and I will add my guys in. There we go. Okay, so as you guys can see, I want to describe one more thing that you have are able to see. I'm not sure if you have a viewpoint on them or not, but there are two creatures. One is here, and one is here.
Yeah.
And these creatures are quite horrifying
they're
to
fun.
behold. These are the things that are making the shrieking noises. They've got these long hooks for hands. They've got eagle feet, eagle faces, kind of, and they're kind of lizardy elsewhere. They're a very strange creature. They are also, and the picture doesn't show it because I don't have a picture of them. They are covered in mushrooms, and they're sort of moving in a very jilted, sort of jerky way, as though they are being puppeted. And for those of you who are aware what they are, these would be hook horrors, and they are spore servants. So they are definitely not your average hook horror, and that seems to be the Magi seem to be controlling them. That seems to be what they have been doing all this time. So the Magi have heard you talking. They are going to come over here. This guy's going to go first. He's going to get to like here. And he is going to... Okay, hang on. I'm just going to put like a dot and dot. Okay, that's his turn done. Magnus, you're up.
Okay. Magnus is going to take out his water skin, sprinkle a little on his hand, and turn and flick it in the face of his 3 companions and cast.
The
Bless.
betrayal.
Oh.
Not the betrayal.
Awesome.
And
Bless
I guess
for all
probably
three of
take
us.
some movement, because otherwise he's wasting time. He is a tank.
What does bless? Is there a bless icon here?
I don't think there's one in the thing, so I usually use like the wings.
Okay. Wings.
It doesn't
wings,
matter. Whatever
wings.
it means to you.
There you go. Yep.
And probably when he does it, he just to be a dick, he goes, "Behold the power of a real god."
Pandora yells, "It's time, ladies, let's go!" And she... Oh, she might be too far away for this. She is. She's gonna run forward. To here. And she's just too far away. She's gonna take the dash action, actually. And run up here and kind of like duck behind this mushroom. And that's gonna end her turn. This warrior maiden is gonna pop out. And she is going to use. Guiding Bolt on the hook horror. 14 doesn't hit. She misses. This one is going to come out and dash forward. That will end her turn. Where's my Magi? This guy. It's going to disappear. Oh my god, why are all my guys stacked? This guy's gonna do his thing. Lunara, you're up.
Okay. Lara is going to nod at our Magnus, and then run forward and like get onto here, I guess. And
Okay.
then I've got a clear shot at this thing.
Yep. That's
Looks
this
of
one
it.
here, right?
So, the one with the green dot on it. This one here.
Oh, yeah, if you can see it, then you can
Yeah,
shoot
I
it.
can see it fully. It's
Oh,
in
yeah.
it's in
Perfect.
completely in the open as far as the sightline suggests. So.
Yeah.
So she is then going to, what's the range? About 80, 90 feet. Good, cool. She is then going to blast.
Okay.
Normal, blast.
The 18 hits.
Okay. Wow.
You can add a
ignore the necrotic.
D4.
Oh yeah, I can actually add the
You are
D4. I
blessed.
should have. I thought I had that ticked. Sorry, let me roll the D4 for the 10.
Sure.
Okay, it's a 12, so it's not going to do it.
It's not going to do it.
Ignore the necrotic from Hex, so 8 force damage.
Okay. And he takes all 8 of that damage. Nicely done.
Yay. And then she's going to kind of crouch to make a lower profile and wait for her friends to act. So that is my turn.
Okay. Okay, it is this warrior maiden's turn. And she's sort of in a similar. I think she's going to ready. Adriel.
Okay. Just trying to get some measurements here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I will move up. To about, where was I could see that thing. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I will move up here. I'm going to cast a chromatic orb at that creature.
That's the one I shot at too. So yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh man, I'm 11.
Oof.
Oh,
you got your
Oh.
blessed. Did you add that?
Nope. 1d4. Oh, 12.
yeah.
Not enough, unfortunately.
If you have any movement spare, I'd suggest spreading out a little bit.
Yeah, I can do that. So that was what, 530, I guess. Okay, and I guess that's the end of my turn. That's
Okay.
all I can really see.
All right. Think. Yeah. Okay. That's him. Way.
Invisible way. Also muted way.
Or thinking way.
Or thinking
Sorry
way.
about that.
Mhm.
That's okay.
Okay. I'm a little bit too far away. So, I did see one of the mages near the shoreline. So, you know what? I'm just gonna take a dash. Since I'm invisible.
Yeah.
We'll go over there. I see those. Okay, they're hunkered down in the corner. So I'm still invisible. Do I need
You
to
still
roll
are.
Mhm.
Do I need to roll stealth?
Nope. No, you're fine.
Okay. I'm gonna end my turn for now. You just hear some pitter patter of the boots. Pat, 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 pat.
Oh, is this actually? I do need you to roll stealth. I'm sorry, I changed my mind because I need to determine if this horror knows that you exist. Oh, actually, how close are you? Yeah. I'm so sorry. I feel like such an asshole. They've got blind sight. So
Well,
he
this is a fun way of finding out.
walks right up to you and just like screeches. As soon as you get within 30 feet of him, he just like his head just like turns towards you way. And he comes like jerking over to you and he slashes at you twice with his hook. Oh dear.
Ooh.
First one is going to hit for 13. Second one is going to miss. That will
I
end
can't
his
see what's
turn.
going on over there, but it sounds like it sucks.
It sounded painful, didn't it?
Oh, and an arrow comes roaring out of the darkness. Hang on, how far away is that? Is that within her 105 feet? And what's the distance on a longbow? I think it's 150.
I think it is.
Yeah,
That's
so
a-
she hits with a 23. Nice.
Yeah.
10
Good
piercing
shot.
to this hook horror. So wait, as soon as you get hit, this arrow just comes like whizzing out and smashes into him from behind.
Nice.
Must look
Okay.
weird to the maidens. He's just wailing on something invisible, and you got the gouts of blood, and it's like, what the shit?
Yeah, exactly. She is going to come running forward 30 feet. I guess she's going to use this as cover. She's going to aim for one of the magi over in the corner. Misses. Okay, so arrows are starting to fly. You see the maidens, they're like, they seem to be getting ready to kind of like help from the other side of the river as much as they can.
Mhm.
And, oh, it's my bad guy's turn. He does his thing. He actually just might duck back here. And Magnus, you're up.
Okay. The battlefield has changed a little bit, so I will
Mhm.
take 5 feet of movement there. As a bonus action, cast spiritual weapon. Oops.
Cool. Let me drag it out for you, because we have one now.
Yeah.
There you go. Put it where you want it.
Let me just double check the distance. 60 feet. Perfect. Oh, where'd it go? I can't see
Oh,
it.
sorry. It's right next to your token.
Ah, thank you. Oh, wrong thing. Put it there, and it'll attack the one Way is fighting. It's like a 14 hits, does it?
That's a good question. It does not.
I didn't think so, but. And then I will take the rest of my movement. Should be able to get there.
Oh,
And
nice.
I will. Yeah, I want to try and keep that guy from getting to you guys.
I
That's
just put a
appreciated.
little
Thank
aura
you.
on that so you can see it a little bit.
Yeah, that makes things a lot easier. I was thinking actually it could probably do with one.
Thank you. And I will cast Sacred Flame
Cool.
at this one here.
Awesome.
2 whole radiant damage if it hits.
Dex save for the Sporcer. They're not the most dexterous. Yeah.
Oh,
He leaps
Nice.
into the flame.
you get 2
It
whole
actually-
damage.
It might have missed him, but he jumps into it. And he takes 2.
He like fetches it. You see him like do the dog's like.
Snaps at him.
Yeah.
All right, Pandora. Gonna work. Sorry, I'm. Will that work on monster? It is not humanoid. Darn it. She throws some fire at the at this guy here. And he has to make a wisdom save, not their thing. He fails, and I need to make that so it rolls. Nine points of damage to the. Okay.
Can a creature with blind sight be blinded?
Oh.
No,
No.
probably not.
So no blindness, but he does at least take the damage.
Mm.
And it is.
I admire the attempt.
She see. I think she's gonna get over here. And she's gonna yell, "Go for the priests! They're the ones holding the go for the magi. They're the ones holding the spell." And she's gonna shoot. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
13 points of damage, and she's shooting. I guess you guys will see the blood. She's sort of shooting over in this direction here.
Okay.
She's gonna shoot the one that is going for Way. That one's gonna miss though. You hear her curse, and she says, "This bloody bow is broken." This guy. He's invisible, but he turns visible when he pops into existence, shooting a color spray at Way, and he's gonna aim it so it hits Way and not the hook horror.
He can't actually see Way, can he?
Oh,
Well, unless he's
no,
got
it's a
vision.
cone, and he knows
Oh, I
where
see.
Way
He
is
can
because
just
he's
kind of
being-
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, he can see that the hook horror is attacking it. Sure, that makes sense.
And he is gonna upcast to choose.
Dex save?
So, dex save, please. Yes.
Bless, right?
Yep, plus bless.
13.
15. That's enough.
Yay.
That bless saved your butt.
Oh, thank God. Finally doing something useful, bless.
All right. He does his thing. And Lennar is up.
Okay, where did I see where that color spray came from? Like I would have seen the effect in the air from where I am. Did I see roughly? Can I see roughly where it originated?
This-ish area. I think you're blocked. You're blocked by the stalagmite that goes up to the ceiling here,
Right. Okay.
but sort of south of Way at least. You know that much.
South. Oh, okay. So down like here, kind of way.
Southwest of
Yeah,
Way.
southwest is.
Right over there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got eyes on him as I'm coming past. Linara is going to put herself there, and then is going to take 2 Eldritch Blasts at this
Okay.
at this
And while you
appearance.
do that, I'm going to turn on the battle music because I just realized I don't have it on.
Mm.
I apologize.
Yeah, we only have ambience, so
I'm a
am I
slacking
gonna-
GM today.
No, the ambience was like kind of like
Yeah, the ambience was good, actually.
suspenseful. Yeah, it was good.
yeah. Okay, so normal. I have bless on, so blast. So 26 and 14.
And you're aiming at this magi here.
Yes.
Who? Why can't I select him? Because I'm on the GM layer. Gosh darn it!
That would also be why I probably didn't see your ping.
See my ping. That would probably be it.
Mm.
He has mage armor up. So the 14 will miss, but the 25 will. Sorry, the 26 will.
Okay, 11 points of force damage.
Nice. He sort of staggers
and
back,
then-
regretting his choices.
Good. That is my objective. Do I have any bonus actions I can do for fun and profit? I kind of want to keep you invisible. Actually, no, you're not invisible anymore because you've attacked.
Oh, that's right.
No,
Yeah,
Way
yeah.
hasn't had a turn. Way hasn't had a turn yet to
No,
attack. This
I
is only
haven't
round
attacked
2.
yet.
So no, I'm going to leave that up. I'm going to leave invisibility up for you. I'm really glad I worked that out. Otherwise, I'd have just dropped that. Okay, that is my turn.
All right.
Done.
Okay, I got another. She's gonna run forward. I guess to like hereish. She's gonna try and stay behind the mushrooms, and she is also gonna shoot at one of those guys up to the north. Longbow out. 22. 4 points of piercing. She just catches the edge of his robe, but she yells, "Damn it! I just winged him." Adriel.
All right, I will use 1 sorcery point and twin my spell. And I will cast Chromatic Orb, starting with the one up top over here.
Cool.
Wait, what? 19?
19 is a hit. I'm assuming this is lightning damage.
Yes. 12 lightning damage.
Awesome.
And then the second one down here.
Okay.
For another 19.
Nice.
Nice.
That is a hit also, so go ahead and roll your damage. 9. Okay, and don't forget, you haven't rolled bless. You didn't need to on these ones, but don't forget you do have it.
Thank you.
There is a modifier on the sheet you can turn on for bless.
I put it there. I just forgot to turn it on.
Yeah, I forgot to tick it in my first round as well.
And then I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 30.
Okay.
Well, I forgot. Where was I? Yeah, I guess I'll
You
say
were-
You
right
were.
For some
actually,
reason,
I
your
want to go
movement
the other
hasn't-
way. Huh?
Yeah.
Where was
I
it?
could say it might be worth staying somewhere near staying somewhere near Magnus to.
Yeah, I'll stay here. Sorry, enter.
Far be
Okay.
it for me to question where the god goes. I just follow him.
Fine here.
The hook horror comes shambling up to you with this weird, jerky, crazy movements and slashes at you twice. Actually, he's gonna stay 5 feet away. Just because he can.
Okay.
And slash with a hook, missing you with his first attack. and missing you with his second. His movements are so predictable because they're so sort of like jerky and weird. He's strong though. You have a feeling if he hit it would hurt, but you're quicker than him. Way.
Oops. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I want to do sword, two-handed, one against the bird thing first.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful. Well, you know what's happening after that.
Yeah.
No. Awesome. 12 slashing, and then
Okay, so I'm no
Yes,
longer concentrating
right, so
on
it-
invisibility.
Constitution. Clicked it. Why aren't you rolling? Ooh. 14. What's your
My
DC again?
DC is lower than that. It's 13.
Oof.
Worth a
All
try.
right. Doesn't matter. So I don't get opportunity attacks after hitting. Going all the way up there.
All right. The Magi, like, he just looks at you with wide eyes. Like, you just, like, hit his creature and then, like, zoomed away so fast his creature didn't have a chance to hit you and made it all the way up to him. And he's just, like, you can just see, like, oh, shit on his face.
Yeah, you're doing all right, Cock.
And he
Second
says,
swing.
get out of here! As he, like, holds up his hands and you just slash down with your long sword. Go ahead, roll me some damage.
That's a 10.
10 slashing. He screams.
Headcanon Chango's vibe check and like side parries him in the balls with the longsword.
Yes, I do. Oh yeah, it's non-lethal. Okay, now the question is,
Right,
do
so
I
you've
want to
got
do I want to stun him? Sure, why not?
oh, interesting. Okay. Let's see. Con save. Come on. Oh no,
Yes!
he's stunned.
He failed the vibe check.
He failed the vibe check. I need to adjust these cards so they look better in dark.
Yep. And key fueled attack because I already spent a key point. That's a bonus. So as my bonus action, I'm gonna use my sword again.
Okay.
15 plus 16 total.
Oh, a 20,
Fantastic.
because he's stunned. You
Oh, yeah,
can't
Stunned,
attack him.
yeah. So yeah, roll your 6 slashing. Oh god.
Not that great, but I'll take it.
I mean, he's a magic user. He doesn't have a lot of hit points. He's not looking good.
All right, that's me.
Okay, this spore servant kind of like looks around like where'd it go? Sees you kind of up there. Sees Pandora over there. I think he's gonna. Oh, wait a second. Hang on. Interesting. I guess he can hear that. I'm gonna roll to see if he can figure out. He's gonna roll a perception check. This is gonna be his action this turn to see if he can figure out which way to go.
Mhm.
13. I think that's enough to hear a combat going on up ahead. So he's gonna move his full 20 feet that way, and that will end his turn. My maiden here is gonna pop out, come running next to Pandora over here. How far was that? 40 feet. That'll end her. Actually, she's only gonna get 30. She'll stay back here, and she's gonna shoot the spore servant up there. 11 points of piercing. Is that enough? Not quite. Okay, it is the Magi. He also looks terrified, and he hasn't been hit yet. He's gonna cast Mirror Image. And there are now 3 of him standing behind you. That's gonna end his turn.
Is he behind me?
This guy here
Okay.
has cast Mirror Image, so they're sorry, in front of you, I guess. Yeah, there's 3 of them here. Magnus.
Sorry, that wasn't the one you
guess,
stunned, I assume.
No, that's there's
Okay,
another
cool.
one there.
Oh boy. I will move my spiritual weapon a full 20 feet to there and take a swing with it.
Awesome. Hilariously, your spiritual weapon has the same movement as this horror. Nice hit. Yes, go ahead.
Nice.
Wait, let's see what damage is like. Yeah.
Ooh, tell me how he dies.
It's definitely just like the flail comes swinging up behind it and catches it in the back of the head on its way by.
Awesome.
Just a drive-by flailing.
Yep, pretty much. And let me just get that spell slot back real quick. And then I will probably cast Sacred Flame again on the one right next to me. So I don't want the attack or the disadvantage on anything else.
Sorry, I'm doing a dex save.
No problem.
Oof. Yeah, Dex he doesn't seem to understand that he needs to dodge out of the way of those.
Well, in all fairness, he's being controlled by a guy who probably can't even see where he is right now, so it's fine.
Mm.
And I think that's me.
Okay, Pandora yells, "Close in! Close in!" And she is going to run across the river here. 5, 10, 15, 20. I think she can just get to here with the dash action. The river is difficult terrain. And she is pulling out a maul as she runs. This maiden is going to shoot. She's going to shoot the one that you have stunned away. And she yells, "Thanks for the easy target!" As she hits him, and he drops. She gets him right in the heart. And he falls to the ground. That ends her turn. This maiden runs forward too. She's going to get this far, and she's going to aim for the one that casts Mirror Image. 15 will hit him, so he rolls a d20. 6, I believe, is enough. 6 or higher, perfect. So he is down to 2 mirror images, and that will end her turn. And which one? Oh, it's this one.
Yep, south one, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
south one.
gonna come forward. He's gonna see Pandora there, and he's gonna cast Color Spray on her at level 3. Oh, she's trying to blind. Okay, so this is 60. 33. Not enough. She just he blasts her with his color spray, and she just sort of turns her head aside, and then she turns and looks at him, and she just holds her mace up ready to hit him, or her maul. And that will end his turn. He is stunned. Oh, and dead. Let me just take him out of the turn order. Lunar, you are up.
Okay. Lunara is going to move. Oopsie. Select Lunara. Thank you. Move up to here. Quoth is coming with. She is going to use a spell slot to put Hex on the guy that just tried to color spray Pandora.
Okay.
So that is a bonus action. I really wish it would fucking cast it. Oh, it has cast it. Thank you. And then we are going to start blasting.
Okay.
Normal. So blast. It's an 18 and an 18.
And both of those 18s hit.
So that will
Well, the
be.
first one does, but the second one doesn't.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's not quite the right 18. Yeah. Okay. So it'll be 10 and 10.
Awesome. You're super consistent with your numbers right now.
Apparently so.
All right.
And then she's going to command Quoth to go over and harry him. He's just going to fly over behind and give the help action.
Pandora says, "Good to see you, Lunara."
Likewise.
Right,
Yeah,
anything
and then
else?
that is my turn. Yep.
Okay. You hear one of the maidens say, "Oh, this is Lunara." And she moves forward, and she's gonna go for the one up here by Way. "22 is gonna hit. So I'll roll my damage." And let's do a d6 to see. Sorry, d20. 5. Oh, it's actually gonna hit him. So 8 piercing. She picks the right one. And I will end her turn. And Adriel, you are up.
Alright, I will twin a spell again at 2nd level, and I will cast Chromatic Orb at this one. I think that's with advantage as well.
Yes. Yep.
Plus bless. Bless.
Bleth.
Blow bless. Yeah.
Plus bless.
Quoth blesseth the blowbam.
Ooh, critical hit.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, God.
That was 2nd level.
All right.
So, assuming it's the second row, 17 plus 14.
Right?
Is that how that works? I don't know.
No, it's all of that together because the top is the upcast. You cast it at you upcast it, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did. 2nd level.
So it's all
So it's
of that.
all of that.
Oh.
I mean,
Good lord.
he had 12
Have
hit points
erased
left.
his bloodline.
yeah, he just bubbles and explodes in a lightning blast.
Awesome.
So much for non-lethal.
Pandora's moving forward to hit him, and then she's just covered in magi.
He just gets struck by lightning. Oh, okay.
And then the second one would be at this one, what I can see.
Okay. Pandora's man, these followers of Gorm are
A 22
better than I thought.
or 24.
Yeah, that's another hit, obviously. Go ahead, roll your damage.
23 points of damage.
Oh,
Yep.
16 plus 8,
almost,
24.
but
Yeah.
not quite enough.
Oh, so close.
Let's blast that one, and I will stay here.
Okay. He cannot do anything this round. He just sort of stands there. Way. I guess he'll take the dodge action. He could do that.
Okay.
There's
Well, I
two
see
of
it.
these guys stood in front of you, and they both look terrified.
I see all the death and destruction, and I say, "Leave this one to me. No more killing. No killing this one. Thank
Mhm.
you." That means all of you, ladies, ladies, in the back. All right, I'm gonna go at him.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sure both of those hit.
Yes.
You wanna roll duplicate thingy for your mirror image?
Oh yeah. You hit him with the first one, and with the second. You hit him both times.
Oh, was it
Mirror
an 8
image thing is useless.
Is it an 8 or higher for the second one?
Oh, maybe. Now that I
With
check.
2 left, you 8 or higher. So I hit him once.
I thought it was 10 or higher. Could be.
Now the
Oh,
last
you're right. 8 or
duplicate is
higher.
11 or higher.
Is 11 or higher. Okay. So, yeah. So the first one, he loses a mirror image, and then the second one, you hit him with that
Okay, 11.
for 11. Okay.
Flurry of blows. I can do this all day. Oh no. First one is a 9, which is a miss
Yeah.
anyway.
That's a miss. The second one is a hit. Thank you, bless. So let me roll my d20 again. Oh, you hit the mirror image. He's still up.
Alright, that's fine. It's all gone now.
Is that all of his mirrors? Yeah.
That's all
That's
of his mirrors. Yeah. They are just they're gonna listen to you. They're gonna hold. He.
I'll offer him a choice to surrender.
Yeah, he yells, "I surrender! I surrender! I surrender! I surrender!" And with that, that kind of basically takes us out of combat. Unless, yeah, I think that's gonna take us out of combat. He is controlling this horror, so with him surrendering, he was having to use his turns to give it actions. So let's clear the combat tracker. Turn off the battle music. And before we start, this is a good point for us to take another short break. My coffee cup is empty again. So
Okay.
let's do another. Do you guys want 5 or 10?
It's up to you. I don't care.
I'm just gonna sit here, so however long you want is entirely
Okay.
fine.
Let's just do 5 then, and we'll meet back. I just want to pour coffee and see if the
Okay.
dog wants out. He's still
Yeah.
asleep.
Aw.
Seb, did you just get back? I'm so
Yeah,
sorry. I thought you
yeah.
were here.
I didn't realize 5 minutes went by that quick. But yeah, I just got back.
We were just like, oh, we're all back. We'll start. I'm
Oh,
so
no,
sorry.
No, it's fine.
So basically, all that's happened. We just started. Wei has dragged the one living magi over here. He's shoved a piece of linen in his mouth, taken off his mask, just so that he can't cast.
Mhm.
And that's all. That's all that happened. That's all you missed.
Mm.
He's looking scared. When you pull off his mask, Wei, he's maybe in his like mid-20s. And just kind of young and skinny and bookish looking. Doesn't really look like the kind that should be in the middle of a battlefield, but you know, who does? And the maidens make their way across the river now that you've made it safe for them, and they're sort of like, you know, thanks, we appreciate it. And Pandora looks at you, Lunara, and she's like, I'm really glad to see you. Thank you so much for coming. And she like looks as though she's gonna give you a hug, and then she realizes she's covered with like gore. So she kinda,
Lunara
like, stops
literally
herself.
like falls into a hug. Like literally
Aw.
just like jumps at her and hugs her. Like
she gives you a great big hug. She's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so gross. I didn't expect. And she
doesn't
kind of
know.
like looks at Adriel, and she's like, he really exploded.
Yeah, he did. She uses prestidigitation to clean up the.
Awesome. Okay, clean up the
Right.
gore.
Right, get a room, you two. Let's head up.
No.
Head back.
Nope, we've come a long way. This is my room.
The hook horror servant that is just sort of standing there in front of you, Magnus. He's just not moving. He's just stood there.
Oh, sorry. I'm dragging the kid with me.
Oh,
the guy
yeah,
with me.
gotcha. He's coming.
Come on, Cupcake.
Oh, Cupcake. Okay. Are you guys just heading straight back to the city, or is there anything else you guys want to do around here?
I would think we would tell her what's going on and that we are having a
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah, we'll give her an update of what's going on and see
Okay.
what she plans to do now. And tell her what Quoth has seen from what's happening else around here.
Okay, she asks you to pass a message back on to the leader of the maidens. And Pandora says that she and her group will stay here. They're going to take a rest here, and then they're going to hold the area, just to keep it safe until the peace talks either work or they don't.
Okay.
So that's their plan. And she sort of like she says that, yeah, we'll stay here. I think now that you've taken them out, that was our biggest threat in this area. So all we need to do now is hold it, and we can certainly do that. We were just pinned down before. And Lunar sort of takes your hand and gives your hand a squeeze and says, "You travel safe, okay?"
Will do. You stay safe too, though, please. She gives her like a kiss on the cheek and goes to walk away.
She sort of like smiles at you and blushes a little bit, and her and her maidens start kind of making a camp. They do have some of their own healing magics, and they start, you know, casting some healing spells and stuff, so you don't need to worry about them in that aspect. And yeah, they're gonna take their rest, and you guys are gonna head back to the city with your captive.
Were there
Yep.
any Gorn followers here, or they all died? Or are they
No,
off in the distance? Like,
so they're in a different region.
Okay.
From what Quoth
They're on the
saw,
other side, I think.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah.
Got it.
So this is a really large area, and they're holding the other side.
Okay.
And there is a little bit of fighting going on there, but they have the upper hand. There's a group of maidens up there that they were helping.
Okay.
Yeah. At least that's what Quoth saw last time he flew over. So
Yeah.
situation might have
I
changed.
can I can send Quoth up again to check if you want. While we're doing this, just to get a little update.
He has faith in his men. He's like, no need. I'm sure they will survive.
Okay.
I love it.
No, I'm not one for killing like helpless things, but should the hook horror just be left here, or
Okay.
Can the Madara can the dude Usmagaran dispel it? Like, I look over at him.
I'm just
Can
gonna
you dismiss it?
Okay.
All right. Wade, do you want to let him talk? Because that's kind of annoying. Be prepared to smack him in the face if he does anything stupid.
I'll take out the linen, balled up
Hey.
linen.
He takes a second to like take a deep breath and just spit out any last little bits of strings and stuff that's in his mouth, and he says, I can't dispel it. It's not a concentration. It's not a concentration spell."
I just shoot lightning.
How long's he
spark
here
at
for?
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you hit it, and the creature just like falls basically. And he says,
Oh, cool.
He
That
says
problem's
to
solved itself.
Lenara, "The creature is animated by spores. I can control it, but it would live forever unless something killed it."
thank you,
Like-
oh great
like that.
smitey
Cool.
one.
Mhm.
I nod at him.
The gag goes back in.
Yeah, it goes back in. Okay. Alrighty. And,
All right, we all sorted. Can we go now?
Yeah, sure.
By smells.
Okay, and back to the city we go. So you make your way the same way, sort of back through that quick safe path along the back here, up to the stronghold of Gorm. And I assume that's where you're headed. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, same deal. You make it up to the stronghold. I assume you're bringing your prisoner with you. So you bring him inside with you, and things in the streets have quieted down somewhat.
Okay.
The Temple of Zargon seems to be on fire.
Yay.
Good to hear.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah, there's like a lot of black smoke going up.
In a cave where it's just gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Ventilation down here.
that might become a problem at some point, but for now it's a good sign. And the people who you had sort of seen given spears and whatnot, they're nowhere to be seen. So you don't know what has happened with them, but they are clearly out fighting somewhere. It looks as though there has been a bit of an assault on the walls. You can see some fresh scorch marks and that kind of thing, but for now things are quiet.
Nice.
Should have posted those new recruits on the walls with just vats of boiling tar.
Yeah, I mean that would have been a good use to defend the place. Yeah.
Don't need a lot of training to dump tar.
Well, a little too late for that.
Why didn't I think of that, damn it? Okay, so yeah, you bring your side. People are spitting on him as he walks past. Which I assume Wei has no problem with, based on Wei's or any of you, based on your treatment of him thus far.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I just keep walking as if I don't even notice.
Mhm.
You might have a harder time convincing the Gorm and Madara people to accept this treaty than we are to convince the Usmagaras.
I can see that. Let's see what
Okay.
happens, I guess.
So, I'm gonna roll a persuasion roll from the messengers to see what happens here. I am going to roll with disadvantage based on.
So do we want persuasion or intimidation?
I think it's going to be the same either way in terms of
Oh, okay.
the check. It is going to be with a +2, but it is also going to be with disadvantage, due to the fact that, yeah, like I said, reasons why.
Mhm. I mean, they're
Mhm.
fighting. It makes sense.
So let's roll. Here's roll number 1. Is a 20.
Oh,
Yay.
that's a good start.
Here
Here's
comes
roll
the
number
one.
2.
Yeah, here comes the one.
Is a
19.
19.
Woohoo!
So, your people
Mhm.
were able to. They come up to you as you come in the door. The two that you sent, and the woman whose name I always forget her name. Halnil, sorry. Halnil says to you, we have good news. We were successful in convincing Usmagaras to come back to the table. Urva is at least receptive to the idea of peace. I think with the burning of the Zargon's temple, it has made her realize that our united forces against her, now that Zargon's
Eventually,
people
yeah.
seem to be dying out. I think she's realized that she is in great danger and she is willing to talk.
Yay.
And she says, Belblam. And like now she's addressing you as Belblam. She seems to think you're the savior also. She says, Belblam, the people that you encouraged to fight were instrumental in setting fire to the temple.
As I knew they
Oh,
would be.
amazing.
She says, it seems as though you are indeed the avatar of God.
I nod to that.
And yeah.
The rest of us
so-
got to look at each other like,
At this point, Magnus is just rolling with it. He's like, whatever. As long as it gets us further along, what do I care?
So the meeting is set for 1 hour hence.
Mhm.
It is going to be held in Maduara territory.
Okay.
Because they don't want to deal with the followers of Zargon.
Mhm.
And they're all set to appear. So with that, you guys have an hour. You can short rest your characters, and you can also do anything that you would like to do in terms of preparation around the stronghold before we get to the meeting.
Nice. Would definitely like to short rest.
A short rest, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
I
Don't
wish.
think a short rest does
Yeah.
much for me.
I was gonna
so-
say, just to confirm, like sorcerers don't get anything, right? That's something that I'm missing.
No, unfortunately, we don't
Yeah,
get much
okay.
short rests. I do. My warlock spells come back, so that's
Okay.
hence why I'm.
I mean, I definitely want to try and prep the stronghold as much as possible for the seemingly inevitable attack whilst we're at this meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
What
I
kind of
would help.
preparations do you?
Because I don't for a second think this isn't going to be some sort of trap to lure us away.
Mm.
I mean,
What kind of preparations would you guys like to make? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I was just gonna be giving encouragement to the people to help, like, bolster them up as I
Okay.
go through.
Sure, go
I'm
ahead
not
and
sure
give
how
me.
much you can. Oh, go ahead.
I'd like a charisma check from you, please, Sebastian. You can do persuasion if you like, to bolster your people.
17.
Nice. Okay. Your mere presence is bolstering to them. They're
As it should be.
as it should be. They're getting ready to fight. And what were you gonna say, Chris?
Oh, I'm just gonna say I don't know how much we can actually get accomplished in an hour, but I don't know, maybe some sort of like wooden pike wall outside of the actual stronghold walls,
I mean-
and then boiling lard stations on the walls.
Yeah.
Sure.
Try and repel anybody climbing.
And repairing any damages that were done prior, like trying to get that.
Yeah, whatever we can get accomplished in an hour. And it's not a lot of time for building stuff, but
It's not a ton of time, but you got a lot of hands.
Yeah.
So with a little bit of organization, I think you could get a decent amount done to sort of fortify things. And so because that's how you guys are spending your hour, any attack rolls that I make against sort of the stronghold itself will be at disadvantage.
Nice.
all right, we'll take it.
All right. So anything else, Lunara, Way, anything you guys want to do in here?
Lunara's just going to rest. She's like, that's been a little bit of an emotional roller coaster the last 2 hours or so. So she just needs to kind of decompress a little bit.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah,
What
I'm
about
just-
Way?
I'm gonna rest with the kid next to me. I'm not letting him out of my sight.
Okay. He tries to escape once, but it's a pretty half-hearted attempt, and you're able to stop
I say,
it.
no, come back. As I lightly jog after him.
Yeah.
You jog backwards alongside him, like, where do you think you're going to go, bud?
Oh,
He just sort of like
Oh, sorry.
he just sort of like dejectedly walks back and sits next to you, Way, and he doesn't give you much trouble. He's tired. He actually, after about 10 minutes, he just like he falls asleep. He's used a lot of spell power today, and he's exhausted. Sebastian, you're saying?
I was just gonna ask Sharp Shield about the leader of the Madaras. Like what, like any additional information he knows about her. For instance, who's her second in charge, family, things like that. I just want to know more about her.
Sure, yeah. So he will tell you that right, it's Midar. Okay. So the leader is Sofrefra, Mirth Dreamer, if you remember. I'll put that name in chat for you, just so you've got. And he tells you that Sofrefra doesn't have any family. Her mother was the leader before Sofrefra was, and when she passed, Sofrefra took on that role.
Oh wait, I said Madara. I meant Usmagaris, the ones that were.
Oh, it was
against.
Magaris.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry.
No problem. That's fine. So the leader of Usmagaris is Urvra. That name in chat for you. And Urvra is married. She is married to is his name. So there's Urvra and and
They've run out of names down here after a while, haven't they?
I rolled it and I was like, you know what? Sometimes weird things happen with people's names. I'm gonna keep it. So he is also a mage, but not particularly powerful. Where she's a strong caster, he is not. She is an elected official. The Usmagaris elect their leader. And they have re-elections, but Urvra has been the leader for quite a few years now. People seem happy with her leadership. Her husband is sort of the, from what you can understand, he's kind of like a house husband. He cares for their children. They have 2, and doesn't have a big political say in events.
Okay.
What else can I tell you about her? She is known to be reasonable but stubborn. What else would he know? She very much believes that the Usmagarians should be in charge of the city. They believe that their way is best, that it should be elected officials and not, by birthright or who is strongest or anything like that. and she wants to get a whole political structure in place in the city. And from what you can tell from Sharpshield's thoughts about that, he seems to think it's ridiculous, it's over the top, it's just paperwork for the sake of paperwork kind of idea.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, he
Welcome.
takes all that down.
Okay.
I
anyone
think
else?
Lenara would be taking a lot of notes about that as well, because like that's that's well within her wheel of interest.
Yeah, good information to have for sure.
Assuming she's there for the conversation or has it relayed to her. But
I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to be part of that conversation unless
yeah.
Adriel's taken him aside.
No, he didn't take him aside. He did it in front of everybody. He's strategizing.
Okay. So I guess with that, it is time for the meeting.
On the way there, I'll just turn to Wei and be like, between you and me, there's no way this isn't a trap. So, eyes peeled, and I will give him the vigilant blessing.
Like an
blessing.
orange. Sorry, I meant to say that more in a more deeper tone. And like an orange. Yeah.
All right.
Magnus
So-
probably walks away going, the fuck's an orange?
When you guys get to the table, as it were, you there's that same sort of weird dance that happens around the ritual for people arriving.
You gotta explain it for Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, at the moment, I'm just picturing like a haka. Is there a haka going on?
This is funny.
So I'm trying to remember exactly what I said because I kind of made it up, and now I'm like, what exactly did I say? Because I didn't take the notes for
Was
that.
that the
Make
wiggle dance, or was that
fine.
somewhere else? It wasn't the wiggle one, right? They did that up in the.
they have
pyramid.
to all arrive simultaneously.
Yeah,
Is
so
what
they
I believe you
can't
said.
they can't arrive. It's rude to be late, and it's rude to be first. So, or it's better to be last, but it's rude to be late. So they all they all sort of like are standing waiting to get there to arrive. And so there's this moment where like everyone's there and they're like all waiting to actually move in and arrive at the same time. Hopefully they can like slow it down enough that they're the last people.
Was any of this explained to Magnus? Because otherwise he's just gonna walk in and sit down at the table, put his feet up right away.
I think knowing that you don't know, like you've not been to this, I think Lenara would probably try and fill you in, because
Okay.
studying these people and learning everything about them has been Lenara's like life's work. So you probably have to like tell her to shut up at several points because you have to get her to stop talking about these people.
Because now the question is, does Magnus have the patience for this rigmarole?
Yeah.
He'll probably put up with it for a couple minutes, but if it goes on longer than that, he's like, oh, God's sake, and go sit down.
I don't want to try to steal a free action, so if it's not okay. But I was wondering, is it possible to have like almost a ready action like during this meeting, that if the Usmagaris people decide to turn on us, I can activate my Radiant Soul? Or is that
Yeah.
okay?
I think it's reasonable that like kind of everybody is on edge.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, because I don't really trust them either. So
Yeah.
I
No.
mean, the only ready to action Magnus would have would be to put his shield on as opposed to having it on his back. He's trying to appear open, like this is safe.
Okay. Of note is who's wearing masks and who is not.
Magnus never got a mask, so he's
I'm not
Unmasked.
wearing a mask. Yeah.
Wait, you never wears one.
Yeah, I mean, Lunara has her mask, but she's probably not going to be wearing it here.
I'm
Okay.
in my robes, my Gorm robes.
Alrighty. So yes, so and Magnus, you would kind of see this as it was happening with the people arriving, because like you would be with the followers of Gorm, or the Stronghold of Gorm people, as you're sort of like waiting to arrive, and they're like holding you back. Wait.
Mm.
And everyone sort of, they can see people arriving, and as everyone sort of like comes in, they start like moving in at the same time. And it's very odd because it's like they're all moving in together, but they're walking very slowly.
Taking steps at
So
a
that-
time. Like
Yeah, so that they could be last.
I know none of you watch hockey, but it's like that hockey game where Marchand did not want to get off the ice last. Or sorry, did not want to get off. He wanted to be the last one off. So it was just
Hold on.
him and another player for like an hour skating around.
It's that kind of vibe. And they're just sort of like moving very slowly, but also not wanting to be rude and looking like they're moving slowly. And so there's all of these like excuses that are found for like, oh, my shoelace is untied. They're not even wearing shoelaces, like that kind of like, oh, there's something on my robe, let me stop and clean it off. And oh, now I need to adjust my mask. And it takes like 15 minutes to get to the table.
it's like an
Um,
opposite of
in,
musical chairs.
Well, so here's the other thing that happens, is when they get to the table, it's important to be seated before anyone else. So once everyone finally arrives, there's a mad dash to get in a chair and sit down.
Lunara is reaching into her pack, just like down by her side, and she's found a firework, and just has her hand on it.
Okay.
Also, by the way, Magnus, we have 3 tobacco leaf pouches and 5 gold worth of cigarettes in the party loot. That is all
Ooh.
yours if you want it.
I mean, I'll definitely trade you for the cigarettes because I'm just using scrap parchment and the
I mean,
tobacco that I have.
they're literally in the party loot, so take them.
Oh, beauty.
You see him smoking, and you just like hand him over like the party.
Yeah.
loot
Oh,
cigarettes.
finally, someone can use these.
Don't forget that is currency topside as well, right?
I'll just take the cigarettes and put it in my.
Okay. Magnus takes the cigarettes. It probably calms your nerves enough to withstand some of the bizarre ritual that you were seeing. And then I believe the next thing that happens when they all get together, I believe this is when the wiggle dance happens. So, in greetings to one another, once everyone has found their chairs, everyone stands in unison, and they, those inflatable,
Wacky inflatable tube men.
yes, that are outside of like car dealerships.
Mm-hmm.
They start doing that. Everyone stands up and they start wiggling, and as they wiggle, they bow, and then they wiggle back up, and then they bow to each other again, and then they sit back down. And
Magnus just doesn't even know. He just kind of shakes his head back and forth, like, "What the hell is going on here?"
and at this point, like, I have to ask, like, the rest of the party, at this point, you've seen this kind of stuff before. You know what these people are like, Cyanidicians. Is this something where you're still kind of like looking at them in or is this just you taking it into stride? Are you guys participating?
For me, I'm standing there like an authority, like I am, like that god. So I take it more as like they're bowing to me, like as if that was the original intent for this whole weird thing. But
do you acknowledge them
yeah.
like with a nod or anything then?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I'm just imagining Queen Elizabeth's like wave.
Yeah, the little gentle hand wave. Yeah.
What about Wei? Are you participating in the wiggle dance?
No, I'm sitting in the exact same chair. I'm sitting in the exact same position I'm sat at in the other meeting, with feet up.
I was just gonna say feet up on the table, same thing.
And I do want to pipe up and say, can we all bloody hurry up already? Because I've got a massive shite to take. Right, because daylight's burning and then the turtle's peaking. if you catch me drift.
I prefer not to.
One of them says, "What's daylight?"
They do have you there.
Let's get to business.
Mm-hmm.
Lunara,
Yeah,
do you
Lunara will have
participate?
just. Well, no, Lunara will have just watched. She's not taking part. She's an
Okay.
observer, not a partaker.
Okay. And Magnus, do you participate
No,
in the legal dances?
he's not affiliated as far as he's concerned with anybody here, so that he's just there to watch, make sure everything goes to plan.
Okay. So they, I guess, at this point, everyone sort of like turns and looks to the park. Actually, Wei, when you say "let's get things started," they turn and look to you. And Sharpshield says, "Please begin the meeting."
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
You're here. All right, I say, well, meeting has begun.
They're all still just staring at
look-
you.
I'll speak up and I'll say, we're here to discuss your surrender to the Usmagaras.
Oh yeah, that too.
Surrender. We're done here. She stands up
I
and
say,
starts walking away.
I say,
Starts. You can, yeah.
Yeah, I'll say, sit down.
She turns, but she does not sit, and she says, "I thought these were negotiations. I'm open to
Perhaps
negotiation. I am not."
Yeah, perhaps I misspoke. Negotiations.
Yeah, and we're all negotiate. You're negotiating for the safe return of I'll
Little
take the
Jimmy
gag
here.
out. I'll take the gag out. What's your name again, mate?
Jonathan.
Down.
That's like my new NPC name for everything I'm going to start doing.
Forzak, his name is. Here we go. I knew I had it written down.
All right, Zach.
He says,
Alright.
"Forzak Grobiddy."
Negotiate for the safe return of old Zaki boy over here.
We are
Oh,
open
and-
to
and the
negotiations for his return.
And your unconditional surrender.
Peace talks.
Sure.
Peace talks
Yeah,
and
that's armistice.
unconditional surrender are completely different.
Right, let's go
If
to
you
the-
are not open to negotiation, then I am not open to listening. I will no more of this.
Let's call
Magnus
call
will
it a
stand up
summit.
at this, be like, "Well, everybody, just calm down. I think everybody here has a little bit too much skin in the game, so let's just sit down and talk for a minute." And I'll just gesture to the seats.
She sits back down and she says, "If there is one more word regarding unconditional surrender, then this negotiation is over. And you're
Yeah.
not the only one with prisoners, don't forget."
I will say, we had an agreement to fight together against Zargon. We demand to know why you broke that treaty.
We didn't break the treaty. We fought with you against Zargon. And once Zargon's followers were not so much of an issue, decided that we would use the time to our advantage, see what a state the city is in and how it needs order.
And you decided to get that order by turning on your two allies. Did that work out very well for you?
It was always made very apparent that this was a temporary alliance. It was always agreed that it was a temporary alliance.
Not that temporary, love. The whole bloody thing lasted less than 24 hours. Assuming you know what an hour is. Knobhead.
Lenara will be translating through Quoth, minus the knobhead bit at the end. Selectively translating. Yeah.
Okay.
I was turning around to Lenara and said, I really wish you could translate. I really wish. Oh, actually, I wouldn't even know that you're
Not
and then
translating
leaving out.
accurately.
Love, why don't you tell them that I think of them as wankers as well. Bellends, really.
Quoth like translates to say his esteem for you has been diminished by your actions in the last 24 hours, and it looks badly upon yourself for the rest of the city.
Listen, I acknowledge that the Brotherhood of Gorm and the Maidens of Madurara are strong fighters, well suited to times like these. And she sort of looks at the leaders and she says, you are capable of good battle strategy and looking after your people in these times. However, in times of peace, you do not have the necessary skills to establish a safe, vital, and long-lasting society. We of the Magi of Usmagaris are intellectuals. We are capable of coming together with a plan, with laws that will make our city safe, that will make our lands thrive. And I do not see why you have such resistance to allowing us to put these practices in place.
Because you are how do I put this? Demanding them rather than coming to a consent upon them, is Lunara's reply.
We only demand
You don't get
because
anything. You don't get anything out of people when you demand of them.
we only demand because our prayers have fallen on deaf ears. Every time we ask for anything, the Brotherhood and the Maidens refuse us just out of hand. We are never listened to.
Well, showing some cooperation would have been a good step to actually getting that level of trust and that level of cooperation to get the future you want.
Bah, we show cooperation.
Were you really going to try and rule the city over the ashes of both of the two? The city that just belongs to you and no one else?
Who was it out of these three groups that aided you in getting rid of Zargon? Who was it that led you to the Star Gem?
You used us to unleash terror on my world above. You are lucky I didn't just go back up topside and leave you to deal with Zargon on your own.
That is a myth. There is nothing.
You are lucky I didn't fucking blast you into oblivion.
Yeah, you absolute pillex. Translate that, love.
I do not see with you and your needless hallucinations, and it is so frustrating. Can't you understand? There is nothing up there. There is nothing but a fool.
We came from up there.
How do you
We
talk to
are
someone
evidence
who's
that
insane?
things exist.
She turns to the Brotherhood
right
leader
back
and
at
she
you.
says, how do you talk to someone who doesn't understand? Someone who believes that there's something up above? It's ludicrous.
All right, love, translate this for me. Ask them if they will let me to pull down my pants, take a massive shite, and let them pick through the berries and nuts that I've eaten from up above.
No.
Because I'll gladly show them there's a surface world. We call that second harvest, actually.
So, I I say to them, you have broken a treaty of peace in a time of war. That cannot be ignored, and if you truly think you can defeat two unified armies, you are surely mistaken. And then I also say, the Brotherhood is changing, and there will be a time for peace and harmony between us. So either you join us, or you won't be here to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
She says, what did she say? As I said, I would not be here if I was not willing to be open to negotiation. what are your suggested terms?
It's probably something we should have discussed on the way here.
Yeah.
My immediate thought
Can we do it?
My immediate thought is you come to the table, you stay at the table, or we re-release Zargon. Because we have him.
How about this? We give old Zaki boy here. We hand him back over as a gesture of goodwill.
I have none, but sure.
I mean, I would suggest perhaps, I guess one ward each from Uzmagaris, one to the stronghold of Gorm and one to the Sisters of Medura, to be watched over and cared for. But they are wards. And then
Oh, are you
perhaps
talking about
it would
what
be-
I
like one
can I
of
have you in secrets for a second, Chris?
sure.
But I was okay.
Sorry, I just need to clarify something with him,
Okay.
and you guys can't know it.
I mean, that's why I asked. Yeah, I asked about his family and children because usually it's the child
Mhm.
that they send to the other side.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know about her family.
I don't think that's going to go down well somehow. But
No, I know, but I feel like that's what he's going to say. But I
Yeah.
don't think it's going to go well either.
That was my misunderstanding. She
But yeah, it
says-
would be her children, one to
Yeah.
each of the strongholds, as a loose punishment for turning on the two,
That's yeah.
and
that's-
then they form a council of 3 or a council of 6, whatever, to make decisions regarding the whole city.
That's exactly what I was going to suggest as well. So yeah, I forgot my own name. Adriel kind of
Adriel.
nods to when he says that, and I said, "Yes, you will give one of your children to each of us." That is
Each
why
of us?
I asked. Well, not to us.
I was
like
gonna.
each-
Magnus
yeah,
just
each
clarified, it's like,
door
and by
and-
us,
Yeah.
he doesn't mean like
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
us. He means them,
Yeah, yeah,
them,
yeah,
us.
yeah.
yeah, Lunara's like, what if I
I
had like I
consider
don't want.
myself-
Okay, no, thank you.
Yeah, part of the Gorm stronghold. So he's saying us as in them too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would need some kind of assurance that my children would be safe.
Of course, they will be honored guests.
And if you change your mind and they are no longer honored guests,
We are not the ones who will change our minds. It would be you. And he's just like looking at her like really intense, like a god would.
let's get a persuasion roll. I'm going to give you advantage on it because you've kind of got her between a rock and a hard place.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say anyone in the party can roll this roll, so you guys can decide who you want to roll it.
I mean, I've been doing good with my persuasion, so I'm happy to. roll it.
I am definitely not on the table
Yeah.
for rolling.
I'm
Keep me
I
in.
am.
3, so I think it's probably you. I think it's
Yeah.
probably you.
All right.
All right, here we go. Don't fail us now, dice.
Come on.
20. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Oh, nice. She says, "Very well. I agree to your terms."
All right. I mean, is handshaking a thing? Do we all want to have a little
Oh
handshake?
God, what is the ritual?
Right.
Wait, go ahead and release.
Himself.
Go ahead and release the binds on that one guy.
I
When-
would nod to the other leaders. Like, do we have an agreement? Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
when she says, "I agree to your terms," all of a sudden everyone at the table stands, or the 3 leaders, I guess. I'll stand. They step up onto the table. They turn their backs on each other. And then they like sort of rotate in a circle so that they are facing the parties of a different group. Then they turn their backs on those parties so that they're looking at each other once again. And they jump backwards in like a free fall, and the members of the other factions catch them and put them on the ground.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Magnus definitely just whispers to
Ah,
himself, like,
trustful.
We have
fuck,
trust.
he definitely could have just
Yeah.
shooken hands.
Mhm.
We have trust.
Yeah,
now.
handshakes haven't caught on down here, I'm afraid.
All right, and so with that, good place to save game. You guys
Oh.
have negotiated a truce within the city. The Temple of Zargon is no more. And everybody level up.
Yay!
I
Uh-oh.
want to smack Zach on the ass so he can go back to his people.
Hmm.
Okay, he goes back.
Don't let me
to the
see you.
temple.
Don't let me see you again, lads. Next time I won't be so nice.
So Chris, I can't remember if I had you at level.
You had me at level
Yeah,
6.
I have
so
you. I have you at level 6. So yeah, so everyone else will be catching up to you. So you won't be leveling up this time.
I figured as much.
Yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, so the rest of you can level up to level 6, and
Yeah,
we
now.
will. So I would like you just to actually, before we go, for next session, just so I kind of have an idea of what to prep. Are you planning on heading back up to the surface? Do you have more to do down here?
I think maybe like take a rest day down here and then head back to the surface, because obviously we've got our tasks on the surface to handle next.
Everyone else kind of good with that?
I'm sorry.
Yep.
What was
Magnus
it?
is a follower.
What was he gonna do?
I was just
I was
asking.
saying, no, sorry.
Go ahead, Nick.
I was suggesting we take a rest day here,
Okay.
to just
Yeah, 'cause-
calm from
yeah.
the shit we've just dealt with, and then head back up to the surface and prepare to head back.
Yeah,
We
I
can
was
do our topside tasks.
gonna have a talk with what's his name at some point. Yeah.
With Var.
Yeah. With
Okay.
Var.
All right, so we'll start off
So-
next session with long rest your characters, by the way. So this will
Okay,
bring us on to
long
day
rest.
23, I guess, or 4,
Yeah,
whatever
day
we're at.
23. Okay.
Yeah, long rest your characters, level up, and then we will. So basically,
Day-
after
Day
the
22.
day 22, or I guess it would be day 23 then, because day 22, you guys have basically been like 48 hours without sleep at this point.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll call it day 23.
Yeah, after the meeting, everyone sort of goes back to their factions and I'll sort of describe how things go when we start next session there. But you guys
Cool.
will have had a chance to sort of collapse, sleep, and
Yeah.
get things ready for what happens next.
Do these
Yeah.
cave dwellers have like a tavern or something?
There's probably a place to, yeah, there probably is something like that, but it's probably not operational at the moment due to, the war.
Bummer. Could have been easy coin, or in this
War
case,
is
tobacco
hell.
or something.
There's probably stuff around the Brotherhood's base that you can
Okay, that's my cantrip.
get something going there. All right. Thanks for the game, guys. Great as always.
Yeah, thank you. That was really fun.
Yeah.
I'm really
was
surprised
really
that you guys
fun.
actually managed to like make a truce within the city. I kind of envisioned the whole thing burning.
Mm.
Nicely done.
I had a feeling it might, but
I hadn't ruled it out.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
willing
I
to
mean-
go there if it started.
I know. That's the thing. Like, it definitely could have gone the other direction.
I think it was a lot easier with Magnus there too, because he doesn't have
Yeah.
any of that history with the groups. So it was just
Yeah.
like didn't have to
Yeah.
fight so hard to set that
A bit of a
aside.
neutral voice. Yeah.
yeah, that
I
was
think
very helpful.
was well needed.
That's great. That was
Okay,
fun.
guys. So we will pick up here next Saturday on the. Oh, it's the 1st of July. Is that a problem for
Yep.
Nope.
anybody? I guess
No.
Nope.
it's only
No.
Chang that's American. So.
I'm American.
What is Sebastian?
Oh yeah, Sebastian. You were...
Well, I'm a U.S. citizen. I hate saying American because you're technically Americans too.
Yeah, America is both countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, American means United
The-
States of Americana.
Mm.
Yeah, the one I won't be able to make will be the 8th, the week after.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah,
think
I
we were
can't
talking
make that one
about-
either. I'm at a concert, so
Okay,
Yeah,
so
good
we
day
will
off.
not be having a session on the 8th.
Cool.
And then we'll meet back on the 15th. Awesome.
Alright.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Bye, guys.
Have a good day, everyone, or a good night.
Thanks,
and
Kirsty.
see
Thank
y'all
you.
next week. Thank you guys.
Yep.
Take care.
Bye bye.
you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Kirsty. That was really fun.